Hey guys, what's up? It's Tuesday afternoon. Gonna come out and get a couple things done. Checked the valves again once more. Everything's good. Super stoked on my temp sender welding job where it tigged that fitting in that hasn't got a drop on it. So that's pretty nice to know that something that I welded doesn't leak at all. Run it again and then pull the filter. I'm not going to worry about the oil yet. And then I'll pull the filter out and dump another quart of oil in it and give it another run for a while. Maybe then get it up to temp, do the auto mixture screws. Okay guys, just wanted to show you something. Cut my oil filter open with, I won't say with ease, but they sell these oil filter can openers that are like 50 bucks or something. So I have my exhaust pipe chain cutter, and it was just a little too short. So I took one of these hooks that I use on my pegboard, one of these mini hooks, and bent it up, and it gave me that one extra link, and it was just enough to, you get the idea. And I checked a bunch of them, but I didn't video it, and so I thought I'd just show you how I do it. So let's take a piece of clean towel, and then key factor in this is to listen to AC/DC, by the way. You wind it in, and then you'll see all the oil come out, because you can see the flakes in these, I find, or the metal particulate or whatever they call it. But if you squish the oil out like that, and then the color of the filament becomes a lot lighter. Let's see if I can get this to focus. So yeah, this is almost 25 minutes runtime on it, and this looks pretty good. I was expecting a little more in there actually, so you know, there's stuff in there, but you're not going to get a first motor that's, you know, the whole thing's metal on metal. A little bit of RTV in there. It could be, I was trying to figure out what that could be from. It's probably from the rear main cap, because I can't think of anywhere else I used orange RTV on the inside. But yeah, that's really minimal. So pretty much I was expecting a lot more for it being a new engine. So here's some of the earlier strips that I wrung the oil out of, and yeah, it's really minimal. I didn't even really find any in the bottom of the filter housing itself. So this is across the whole motor. This is it.
Started it.
I gotta prime it, so I'm gonna crank it for a minute and get the gas to come up through there.
Honey.
I don't want to do it. Please, God. Where are we?
Jake's Welding.
But where are we in? We're in Lake County. Upper Lake County. And we just stumbled on this 60, I thought it was a 68, but it's a 69, which apparently the girlfriend seems to think it's going to be her new daily driver. Looks pretty good. Yeah. 8,500 bucks. Hey guys, I can't remember the last update I did. I did a couple, and just as always, I can't remember what I actually recorded. Right now, I'm actually I've had some good time on the headers. You can see they've really changed color, so they've had some good hot and cold cycles in them. So, okay, guys, it's 4th of July still. I got some time out here, so I pulled the headers and gave them a quick blast with the sand blaster. Okay, guys, I got some primer on these guys. Light dusting and then a heavier coat. I think that looks pretty good. Or the color on them, and then I'll check them out in the morning. All right, cheers.
All right, so take 2 of Sam's Pontiac Le Mans engine here. Go ahead, you tell us about it, Sam. We've already started.
Sunday afternoon, and just sort of starting back, getting in the groove of some bodywork stuff. I refit the bumper and adjusted that, and also the lower valance panel. This is a reproduction one that's on it. The factory one I had was pretty banged up, and it didn't have exhaust cutouts because it was originally a 6-banger car. So yeah, so I got this repop one. It's pretty good. I can't see on here, it's bright. It droops down at the bottom edge as it goes out. It's also on the left side, it's also not bolted up. The right side's what I'm working on right now. Because this bracket here that's spot welded on, which holds this up in the lower side, there's a bolt that holds it here and a bolt up here that I haven't got. That's why you can see I haven't got it hooked up. But this bracket wasn't on the reproduction quarter that I got, so I picked it off another quarter, and I have it here. You can see where I drilled the spot welds out, and I've just been playing with the sizing and positioning, and I think I got it in the right spot. This seems to conform pretty well here, so that's sort of what I'm going for fitment wise. So it's in place, I think, or the final spot, so I'm just sort of getting everything ready to weld it in. Spent the morning messing around with this trunk edge. The only thing I had a problem with after all this was the trunk was sitting about a 1/4 inch low, pretty low down in there. The seal and everything's inside, but I think, I can't remember if one of my videos, but we figured out that the car had been rear-ended, and they had a bunch of like foam and padding and stuff and some filler taped on the inside of the trunk lid, end of the body to try and deflect the trunk up. Really just work this edge from the back side and the inside of the quarter panel as well. I had the bottle jack in there with a block of wood. Just jacked it up, lifted a little bit, just took my time, and then just ran the sander over it to see where I'm at. Definitely need some filler on there somewhere, but I think it's pretty good. At least it follows the radius now anyway. That's pretty good, and then it's nice down here as well. Sure, it could probably come down a little bit, but I think the biggest thing about this is how low these bumpers sit. For the longest time, I couldn't remember how it used to sit, and I was trying to get this bumper really flush to close this gap here, but it turns out they never sat that high to begin with. And then of course the higher you go up there, the worse it is for the lower valance panel. So yeah, that's it. And then the only thing left for the door is this patch. This is for, again, for a non-post car, because the window actually creeps forward when it's wound up. But because of the post, I'm not going to do the patch yet, because the last thing I have to do on the door is bring this piece in, which I've been really putting off. So my plan now, I think, is I'm just going to do a cut-off blades width and then roll it back and try and get it in line with the post, and then TIG it, because the gap in the door gets fine after that. It's just right here. So that'll be to come at some point, but right now I'll see if I can get these plug welds in on this bracket here and get that rolling. All right, cheers. My flow meter turned down. I don't know why. But I ran out of gas. Don't use your screwdriver for shims. Not that I didn't know that was going to happen. There it is. Amazing upside down plug welding. Well, it's not upside down, but it's a shitty angle. So anyway, those are in. So I'll grind those down and throw a bit of primer on them for now. And then that'll help this all tuck up. Alright, I'll get that welded in, and I think the lower valance is looking pretty good. It's still slightly droopy far left. over here, over there. I think I can adjust it a little more, but it's almost the panel itself is where I have to bend it. But I might be able to get some love out of that. But otherwise, it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty stoked with that. And that's about it. There's not too much else on going. The motor's great. Still got to fix that one leak in the timing cover, so I haven't really ran it. Otherwise, then bake a couple more times, bake the headers in. Can't remember if I showed, but of course the paint didn't last. I think this is my fault from having too many coats on there. I tried to put really thick coats on, and I feel like it wasn't dried underneath or some of the lower layers, so I'm going to call that my bad. I think it looks fine though, especially when it's in the car. Probably see about this much of it. More importantly, at least I'll know if it works or not. I can pull it out and redo it. That's the point, I guess. But yeah, so that's where we're at. It's nice to get back into Bodywork and start getting some progress going. The only other thing I got to do, which will be coming up, is this motor mount. The bolt doesn't stay up in the motor mount anymore. It drops down and hits the frame. Junkyard mounts off like a 68 Tempest, so it seems to be a common problem, but it's still sitting too low for my oil pan. It makes it really close to here, so at some point I'm going to take this off and I'm going to weld a plate or half a tube on the back side here, which will just cradle the engine mount bolt, and that'll make sure it stays up and off the frame. And then once I've done that, I can dust the frame again, because it's just gotten filthy over the years from sitting around, and drop the motor back in, and then I should be able to cover all this and not have to worry about it. And then back to all the body work that I have to do, which is plenty. So we'll see. But yeah, a little bit of progress anyways. Cool. Cheers.